Good evening, Curtis Rayburn. Doing my speech. Here's my audience. Okay. Good evening. I'm going to help you create a delicious rack of St. Louis style ribs. In just a few short steps, you'll have ribs everybody can brag about. It's very important to remember to keep your meat cold. So make sure you have it in the fridge before you pull it out like this in order to prepare it. You're going to need a few things to get ready ahead of time. You're going to need some napkins, a rub, a mustard, a knife, and a fork. By getting that ready, and your charcoal, by getting that ready, you're going to make sure you keep your meat cold before it goes on the grill. Keeping your meat cold is important because it only absorbs the smoke taste up to 140 degrees. We're going to start by cutting this flap here off of the rack and shaping it into the desired St. Louis style rack, which I've already done in a previous take. We will keep all of our spare meat, and we're going to smoke it on the side. It's good in the beans. It's good as a snack. We're going to start with our rack. The back of our rack is kind of C-shaped, and we're going to cut the skirt off. The skirt usually is right here. I've already cut it off beforehand. And next we're going to start by grabbing a paper towel and pull off a membrane. Here where this is white, there's usually a tough membrane. If you grab a paper towel, it'll come off real easy. Make sure you get the whole thing. It's vital to get the membrane off because the membrane is very tough and chewy. You're not going to want to eat that with your ribs. You're going to want your ribs to be soft and fall off the bone. Next, we're going to square up the ribs. By squaring up the ribs, that means cutting this membrane, this cartilage, scrap meat off of our desired St. Louis style and look of ribs. We're going to follow the rib line. You can see the ribs here, and the membrane starts here. So follow the rib line, cutting this way along the ribs until you get to about the last 2 or 3 ribs. You're going to want to leave those with your membrane. They're a little bit skinnier than the rest of the rack, so they'll burn. Anyway, don't worry about losing them. Now we're ready to use our mustard and apply a light, even spread of mustard across both sides of the meat. We're going to apply the spread. Might get your mustard a little dirty. Don't worry about applying too much. Don't worry about applying too little. It's kind of an adhesive for the rub. It'll bake in, keep the moisture in the meat. Keep my hands clean as I can, especially when other people are going to be eating. Now you're going to take your rub. Rubs are different. You don't actually rub a rub. And according to Chris Marks, a champion griller and smoker, he just evenly sprinkles his rub. He puts a pretty thick layer on there. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to want to put it on both sides. You don't want to be opening your grill that often. You're going to want to keep a constant temperature of around 250 degrees, between 225 and 250. Not too hot, not too cold. Like I said earlier, the meat is only going to absorb smoke flavoring for the first 140 degrees. So make sure you get your charcoal ready and everything prepared ahead of time. Again, the final step will be adding sauce to make some sticky, delicious, fall off the bone ribs. Wait till the last 15 minutes. A rack of ribs about this size takes 3 to 4 hours. You're going to want an internal temperature of around 186 degrees. Good luck and have a great time cooking your ribs.